Hey everybody, Gabe Jenkins back with you. Going to do the walkthrough of AutoCAD drawing number 21. We talked about it in the overview about how there are certain tricky parts to this one, and I still believe that. But I think you're going to be able to do it if you kind of think about where you're situating things and how you're drawing it. I think you'll be able to figure this out if you follow kind of the guidance I gave you on the overview. But today I'm going to walk you through how I did here, with the caveat once again that this is one way to do this, and not necessarily the right way. It's just one way. So we're going to start off. I look at the reference thing and it says that one of the dimensions, one of the large ones I can see here is 70. 70 inches is way big, way too big for one piece of paper. So if we're going to fit it on a paper, I'm going to use millimeters. So I'm going to start a new drawing over here in AutoCAD, and I'm going to use my millimeters template. Click that, and I'm going to get started. I said one of the things I wanted you to start thinking about even more is putting construction lines in near the beginning to start to situate different elements. So let's do this. Let's start by making some construction lines that go out to the left and right. I'm going to start by making a line that goes out 35 to the left and 35 to the right, and a line that goes 18 or half of 36 out to the left and half to the right, and 18 out to the right as well. So I'm going to start off by making sure I'm in the right layer. I'm going to go to the construction layer right here, and I'm going to start my line. First line I said, so I'm going to start there. I'm going to go out 35. Okay, and then I'm going to, so it's going to have to zoom in here. All right, that's probably enough. Make another line that starts at that same origin. I'm going to go 35 this way. And I'm going to make a line that goes 18 out that way, and one more line that goes 18 out this way. All right, that's probably fine for right now. Actually, you know what? I said I was going to make our 45-degree angle, so why don't I do that as well? Because I said I was going to do that in the overview. So if we look over here, remember, right? If we look over here, this was our kind of like straight off from the origin line. It goes out 35 because it was half of 70, 35, and then it starts to go down at a 45-degree angle. So that's why over here I'm going to make a line that comes from here, and it's going to go. Zoom and make sure I'm picking the right spot here. Comes down at a 45-degree angle. Do I care how long it is? Do I care how long it is? It's got to be at least as big as the radius, so it's got to be at least 10. So I'm going to make it, I'll make it, should I make it 10? Make it 10. Make it 10 and click here. I'm going to put 135, right? It's because I'm going down from the horizontal line. So I'm near where I want to be, and it lets me know exactly what angle measurement I have to put in there to make it right. I'm going to go over here, same thing, and zoom into the end point here. I'm going to go, say I go 11 again, and I'm going to go at a 45-degree angle, type that in. Don't just trust that if it says 45 in there that it is 45. Really type it in and make sure that it's right. Okay, so we got that line right there, and we got that line. I'm going to make my little pocket on the inside. So I made my construction lines, and it ends right here and over here. You can kind of see it maybe. I'm not sure if it comes through on the video so clearly. I'm going to go to my visible layer here. I'm going to start to actually construct that inside pocket, right? So the one that's right here, I'm going to construct that on the inside. It says that has a radius of 2, diameter of 4. So I'm going to say, okay, cool. I'm on my diameter, make a diameter of 4. Cool, I'm going to make another one on the other side. Diameter of 4. And now I'm just going to create a couple of lines that join the top to the top over here. And another one that joins the bottom to the bottom over here. Great. Trim away the parts I don't want. What just happened there? Undo. Don't know why I erased that part as well. Do I not have that join? No, it should join. Okay. Let's see if I cut that and I cut Why is it now cutting all of it? That is weird. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Okay. If I go slower, maybe it doesn't do it. Okay, that is very strange, people. Don't know what was going on there. It was deleting stuff I didn't want it to delete. Okay, I'm exiting out of the trim tool. I got my interior pocket here done. Why don't I start to make, I'm going to make my offset lines that come down off of here. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, it might make more sense to make my circle. Okay, so let's zoom in here. The end of this line right here is right here. It's 35 off from the horizontal point right there. So to find where the center of the circle for this bigger part is, I have to go down 2 and over 2. So I'm going to make a couple more little construction lines over here that are going to help me locate where this is. So I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go over 2. And then I'm going to go down 2. Okay. Now, I hope this works out the way I want it to. I'm going to make the circle now, and the circle, it tells me, has a radius of 10. So I'm going to go back to my visible layer, make a circle with a, it says radius, whatever. So right at that point, radius of 10. All right. The reason I'm doing that is I realize I might need to extend this a little bit. So I'm going to extend this line until it hits where my circle is, because I'm going to need my offset lines to go at least that far. All right. So if I look at my offset lines right here, it says that the distance between this arm of the kind of like jaw is 8 units away from that unit right there. So if it's 8 all the way across, then my offset line should be 4 this way and 4 this way. So I'm going to go ahead and offset with a distance of 4. I'm going to offset this one 4 this way and 4 that way. Okay. I think that'll be good. All right, I'm going to take those lines. I'm going to make them visible. Visible layer. Okay. Now I'm going to come. Do I want to finish this part now? Yeah. No. Yeah. I'll trim some of this stuff away. All right. I'll show you how to do this part. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is we are trying to make an arc with a radius of 10 that goes from here to here, because you see it's not a perfectly straight line, right? It's got a little bit of an arc to it. So at this point, I know the start, I know the end, and I know the radius. So I'm going to pick those things. I don't know where the center point is. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to say the radius is 10. Okay, cool. That part is now done. With that done, I can trim away some of this extra stuff here. Don't need that, don't need that. You can see I'm going to have to radius, I'm going to have to put the little fillets in right here, and then the fillets here, it says have a radius of 1. So I'll go here, R1, multiple, here, 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 and here. And that side is kind of done. Okay, now we're going to do a similar process on the other side. Okay, we zoom in over here, and again we're going to have that 45-degree angle line going up, but this time our offset is going to be 7.2, and the diameter of this circle that's going to make up this thing is 9. So I think I'm going to need to extend it a little bit. I'm going to have to do the same thing I did on the other side. Okay, so first thing I had to do is I have to locate the center point of my circle, which is 2 to the right and 1.71 up. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to here. There. Go over here, make sure I'm on the construction layer, and I'm going to make some lines, zoom in over here. I need to go 2 over. From here, I'm going to go 2 to the right, and then I'm going to go straight up 1.71. And that's going to be the center point of my, oh, Mr. Jenkins, dumb, 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 dumb. Did it from the wrong spot. I did it from out here. I went up that direction. I need to make sure I'm going from the right spot. Okay, so this is the right spot. So I'm going to go 2 over and 1.71 up. Okay, now you see it's not exactly touching. That's okay. That's okay. I said it had to be, that's where it says it has to be, so that's where I'm going to put it. All right, so I'm going to go back to my visible layer, and I'm going to make a circle with a radius of 9. That as its center point. Okay, so again, I'm going to need to extend this line a little bit. Extend that line, extend that line. Okay. Now, my offsets here are going to be a little bit different. Remember, the offsets here are 7.2, so it's half of that is going to be 3.6 to the up and then 3.6 down. So offset 3.6 this time, this way, and 3.6 down that way. I'm going to make them visible on the visible layer. Cool. Trim away the parts I don't want, which include this and this. And I'm going to make the arc. The arc, again, I know this one's got a radius of 9 instead of 10, right? So I know my start point. I know my end point. Let me just make sure I'm locked right on it. Okay. And my radius is 9. Okay. All right. So there we go. We got to fillet the corners. They again have a radius of 1, multiple, and so trim away the parts I don't want that anymore, don't want that anymore. Okay, so we are close to being done here. Okay, let me zoom out here. So let's take a look one more time here. I got to have a line that is 8. Well, half of 8, 4 up from my horizontal line. That's going to be like up here, and 4 down from my horizontal line, which is going to be like here. So I'm going to do some offsets here, and I'm going to make it go up 4 and down 4. So offset distance of 4. First thing I want to do is this line here, move that up, that down, and that down. Okay, so zoom in. All right, that looks good. All right, put those all on the visible layer. Probably should have done that to begin with, but it doesn't really matter because it's a flexible program. Trim away the parts I don't want. Don't want that. 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 Okay. So now we got only two more fillets to do. The really wide fillet that's going to go up here and down here, that has a radius of 30. So I'm going to go here, radius of 30. I have to do a few of them, so I'll click that. And so this one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And then the last fillet I have to do says it has a radius of 8. Okay. R8, multiple, here, click here, click here, and click here. And I think we are now done. So that's about it. So there's a few things to figure out. The arcs are a little tricky. Situating the center points of the circle and just noticing that the center points of the circle are not the same point as the center point of each circle, like out to the side, is not the same center point as where that diagonal construction line comes off of. Noticing that that's not the same spot is an important thing to notice. And so I hope you guys did a good job with this. Go ahead and dimension it, and then you'll be ready to turn it in. All right, have a great day, everybody.